doing music and knowing this guy a really long time, he's a really great friend, a really talented artist, and really one of the people that I know is going to give the most honest answer at the worst possible time ever. But with that being said, I want y'all to give a warm and fantastic welcome to our next guest, the amazing, the incomparable, the one and only, Anthony Davis.
Come on, young man. To young ass. Come on, young man. Come on.
Looking like a young man today.
Have a seat, brother. Have a seat. Thank you for coming back to Kindred Presents.
I've written questions for you because I want to be professional.
We gotta pull out our written questions.
I don't want to have these people subjected to our...
Let's just talk.
Yeah.
When you start saying incomparable, that's some old people shit right there. So. Incomparable.
Woo, it's a nice adjective.
Incomparable is some real stuff, because you already know that privately I've told you you're one of my favorite songwriters. And come on, man. And very few people are able to paint a picture like you do. And this is one of the things that stands out to me. You might as well tell the people when you started songwriting, and if you even remember the first thing you ever wrote.
Oh, right. Oh, give me a clue where you're going.
Huh?
Give me a clue where you're going, where I need to. Shit, he started me in the songwriting game. I mean, in the sense of like the industry and whatnot. When I moved to Atlanta, I met this lady, India Ari. And
that's all y'all got for India Ari?
Yeah, right.
Damn.
I know, right?
How quickly they forget.
But then what's funny is, I don't know where the time goes, but at some point I met him when we was both drunk at a club in Atlanta.
Telling all the business.
Yeah, and then he was the first person I knew that like made records. So then randomly I called him up on his pager.
Yeah, I did. I had a pager.
I hit him on the pager.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, you should come by and listen. Me and my friend are writing songs. And he came through and heard India, some of the stuff we were working on at the time. And then he motivated me and her to get involved in the record business. And so that was that.
Yes, indeed.
Somebody turn your phone off, please. Turn your phone off.
Shit is ringing.
I hear Kima's song, Love Me Back, playing on somebody's phone right now. She said, thank you. They done downloaded your shit, Kima.
I love it.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, but I wasn't expecting you to mention that. But I have to go back to that moment of going over to his house and hearing India Ari sing for the first time. She sang a song called India's Song.
Right.
And I'll never forget that the bumps on my arms were standing up.
You started
from
crying.
hearing this beautiful tone of this beautiful sister singing, India, India, India.
He cried.
It was amazing, man. I mean, it was like an out-of-body experience hearing this sister sing.
But the funny part is that song really made its rounds in a lot of ways, and really kind of is what ended up allowing us to meet. Because I heard that song through a brother named Carl, who at the time was working Carl Carter, and who at the time was working in Atlanta. And he played me that song, that same song.
And that's before we was married.
Yeah, and that song
met.
That song made me come to Atlanta, which is when I met you.
Right. We were freestyling in the studio somewhere.
Yes, we were. Yeah. I was like, let me try to hold my own with these people because they talented. I don't know what's going on up in here.
Right.
But you and India have done so much work together. I don't know if you guys know, Anthony has written several songs for India. And
Part of My Life, There's Hope.
Right.
Hits.
Indeed. And have you guys ever thought about doing a whole duet record, like on some Roberta and Donnie?
She did the Words record with you, which was your first single.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah and no. Like we're friends. That's my sister, and then we I don't know. We were doing that when we did a lot of stuff together, and we hung out a lot together. I don't think we would really just be sitting in a room to write songs. You know what I mean? Just to write songs. I don't know. We never thought about it like that. So I don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think you guys are both songwriters that I've enjoyed over the years.
That leads into my question because, you know, you're a solo artist, but almost every one of the records that you have that have done extremely well as hit songs has featured a collaborator.
Yeah.
So I wonder, you know, does that present a challenge for you when performing any of those records?
Oh, no, because I figured out a way to perform them. Even, I was, to tie it in to both of your questions, even Words, that wasn't really supposed to be a collabo. It was just like, I had this really short song, and she kept bugging me, yo, you need to get India on a song. And this is really short, and I really like it, and I have a verse. So that's how that happened. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Songs that I do as duet so much that I figure out a way to.
Oh, you definitely figure out a way.
Just do it. But
it feels just as good in most
Thank
instances.
you very much. Yeah. So no. You know what I mean? It's interesting to be able to have somebody to have that female voice and that energy on the song, but they are general love songs, and they got such a good vibe that I'm gonna do her verse, so we're gonna do it. That's how we do it.
Well, like we, mentioned in the whole NDRE thing, now you traveled the world with her. Can you tell us about some of the memorable experiences or a memorable experience about being on the road during those times?
Yeah, one of the biggest ones is because most of the stuff that we did, I didn't see it coming. Like I didn't know how big it would get. But I do remember one with Video, right? That song. I remember, because I always thought that she, as most people, she's really pretty. But I didn't think about the self-esteem problems that people would have. And I remember her talking about it one time on stage, and she had this extra verse, and I was like, wow, she really doesn't know that she's really pretty. You know what I mean? And it was like, just like gathering up. I think I just finally saw how people can see themselves, or maybe don't see themselves sometimes. And it just, that moment, I mean, that's not like, maybe that's made a dramatic story, but for me, I remember going, damn, like people don't always know, you know what I mean, how dope they are sometimes. So that particular moment, I just remember the light hitting her a certain way, and I was like, And I thought about that too, because a lot of actual supermodels was like, I ain't built like a supermodel. I'm like, yes, you are. You're a supermodel. Like, but for her to say that from the jump, I didn't gather it in that moment. I was like, oh, that's why this is resonating with people.
Musically, great musicians kind of run in your family because you're the cousin to Sean from Boys to Men and also from Tiny from Escape.
Yeah.
You worked with Sean on a record called Everybody Wants to Rule the World, the classic. Was it Tears for Fears? Tears for Fears record. Any chance that you might do any more collaborations with your family, whether it be Sean or Tiny?
There's a chance always.
No, always a chance.
but we haven't really spoken on it. And actually, Sean's father and my uncle Bubba is my favorite uncle. How I used to visit Philly all the time in the 80s and early 90s. He passed, and it was a real kind of surreal moment for me being here without being able to like ask him some dumbass question for the day. But I don't know. What was that about Sean? We haven't been around each other much either because he lives in LA. So there's always a chance we vibe. Last time we saw each other was the funeral, but there's always a chance. We don't have no animosity. We're kicking it and all that. So.
How's Tiny related to you from Escape? Actually, I don't think I knew that.
We're cousins. It's one of them like weird cousins. Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like she's. I don't remember it, but she was at a family reunion, and we was all like, "Oh shit!" And then me and her
family, and shit.
Right?
Cut Pete.
Yeah, and then me and her brother are super cool, Red, and then me and her we got cool, but so I don't really know. I couldn't tell you how it is. It's just one of them things. She showed up, and we was like, "Oh shit, we are family." So.
Going back to your early work and thinking about Well, actually, I'm just think about Three Chords and the Truth, really, and just kind of how pared down your style was at that time, and how you've kind of evolved over the years.
Very stripped down, yep.
Yeah, how you've evolved over the years. Was that album really about necessity at the time, just being able to do the record quickly, or was that just really the style that you admired, that kind of pared down, almost bluesy style?
Well, yeah, to start playing guitar was just out of necessity. It was the only tool I had, and around the music and the producers that was around the time, it was just something, a tool I picked up to write songs, and the way those songs came out, I guess it had a lot to do with the tool. And, you know, with Gypsy, the guy that first produced my first record.
Eddie Stokes.
Yeah, for sure. He gave me belief in myself for that. And yeah, I was trying to sell those songs. So the opposite of T-Dra, I was trying to sell songs, but everything was super personal. So everybody be like, he got to sing that. He got to, you know, so eventually it just came down to I had a whole stack of songs that nobody else could do. And so that became Three Chords and the Truth. And that's that. So it just kind of, speaking of which though, I mean, I was inspired or really pushed by people. They kept saying, Bill Withers, Bill Withers, Bill Withers.
I was
People
just
kept saying,
about to ask about Bill Withers. Is he one of your musical muses?
He is, but I didn't grow up really knowing his name. I always knew the songs.
Lovely Day.
Lovely Day, Grandma's
Use Me
Hands,
Up, and Grandma's
Use Me,
Hands.
all that. And so what's interesting about that and Eddie Gypsy Stokes is that currently, which is coming out in probably like a month, we are doing a Bill Withers tribute album. So,
that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, so we're already at least about 50% done. So, yeah.
So what's some of the classics that's going to go on that record? You got to drop it here first.
Yeah.
Which joints y'all doing?
So it's called Hello Like Before because that's one of my favorite songs. And then we were trying to pick the ones that's like super classic that you can't leave off, like Lovely Day, Grandma's Hands. Happier with Him, that's one that I picked. I think is we needed to do. I Can't Write Left-Handed, which the Roots and John Legend did, but for me, I couldn't leave it off. I really liked the way he did it, but I mean, I was in the military just like Bill Withers, and that song always touched me. What else is on there? There's some joints, you know what I mean?
You just said some joints.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's clear there's going to be some joints on there. Yeah.
Also, you're a pretty decent MC. When you're on stage, you know.
He used to be in a hip hop group called El Poos.
Yeah.
And it was killer.
And so, are you going to do a little bit more of that? Because I just feel like nowadays, you got Anderson .Paak, you got so many different people kind of going back into that kind of fusing styles. You were ahead of your time. You think about coming back to that?
I have thought about it, but it's not in me. The last verse that I probably ever wrote was on my last record, The Powerful Now, and it was Out of My League. I wrote a verse for that. But I think you usually just walk around writing verses all the time, and I haven't written anything that doesn't have a melody in like a minute. You know what I mean? And you know what's crazy? When I saw that Black Thought freestyle on Funk Master Flex.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Incredible.
That's when I knew I was done.
There's a lot of rappers out there that was feeling like that. But just keep trying. That's all.
I was like, I don't got that, and I don't have
You'll
that.
never be Black Thought. You'll never be Black Thought.
It's like,
He
wow.
pulled a lot of people into reality on that day. It's
I was
all
like,
good.
ooh.
But
yeah.
I mean, with that, but nowadays you got so many young artists that don't really look to that as their example. They're like, we're kind of carving out our own way. And I noticed that you haven't really been super critical of that. You've been kind of on the fence with it, like
Of what? What is
about supporting a lot of the new styles of hip hop, in terms the ones that don't seem to be reverent of the hip hop we came up on.
Oh, well, it doesn't serve me much to talk about what I don't like, really. You know what I mean? So I just don't talk.
So you super serve what you do like. You talk about what you do.
Yeah, I try to talk
What you
about
love.
what I do like. Mostly that's why I've been listening to Afrobeat a whole bunch.
Right.
So
That's ageist shit too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She loves Afrobeat.
Yeah,
dancing around the house all the time.
It's fun.
I love Afrobeat. It's fun, and it has those those elements that all black people respond to.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's something different.
Yeah, it's about like girls in the club, but it ain't about shooting nobody really. It ain't about no nigga shit. So it's fun. I like it.
And you've been nominated for Grammy, NAACP awards. What do you feel is your greatest accomplishment in the music industry thus far?
Wow. Yeah, that's a good question. I think just being in it. That's it, really. I mean, because I didn't, like you were singing. Like he was the first singer I met. Like he had records and demos that he did, and I used to ride around. We used to ride around listening. I'm like, wow, I didn't know you could do this. You know what I mean? And so, like, to do it, like to start from wherever I was. I know I always wrote all my life. To like figuring out how to play the guitar and putting something on a record, and then like still do that, like what I mean. That's it, really.
Yeah.
So just being here, really, just continuing to be able to do what you do, really.
Yeah, I just kept having shit to say, so it's like, wow, all right.
And folks that want to listen, because you can have a whole lot of stuff to say, and people ain't gonna want, people don't want to listen to it. It doesn't, it doesn't always resonate with everybody. One of your biggest records, which is Forevermore.
Number one record.
Number one record.
Boosh.
I love that collaboration because it's a double collaboration with Fonte
and Algebra Blissett.
Algebra.
Yeah.
I just would love to know like how that came to be. What's the story behind that?
That goes back to that MC thing you were talking about. Like, okay, so first I got the beat from DJ Kemet, and it reminded me of a Little Brother track.
Shout out to DJ Kemet. Shout out to DJ
yeah.
Kemet, Atlanta's own.
And so I wanted to do the whole thing on my own, and I wrote the thing, and a friend of mine came through, and he was like, yo, you need to get Felicia on that. That's Algebra, apparently. And so I called her up, and we had tried a few things before, but she came through, sat down. What I love about, only artists I really like working with are people that know how to like record themselves, and that really, she sat down in my Pro Tools, like did her verse. I went to get pizza, and I came back, and it was done. And then I was like, yeah, the bridge needs like a rap verse. So I was going to try to write it. And I was like, I need to write like Fonte. And that ain't really easy to do. And so then I started stalking him on Twitter. That used to be on Twitter. And he eventually caved in. I sent it to him. And he sent it right back. And it was like, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I need some grown man shit on that verse, with that inside rhyme and all that stuff that they be doing.
That's what Tigolo does.
Exactly. Yes. Shout out to his new record, by the way.
Yes, it's an incredible record as well, yes. Yeah. We're trying to get Fonte to come onto the show. Hopefully we'll get him soon.
Oh, man, he got to be on here.
Yeah. Now, you're a self-contained writer, and you work with various producers. Who would you love to work with that you have not had the opportunity yet?
I like Pharrell a lot. Name some people.
You got to name the people. Who you want to work with?
We was talking about
I like him a whole lot. I like Pharrell, I think.
That's enough if that's all you can think of at the moment.
Right now.
That could be an incredible collaboration. I could see it.
Yeah, I'm big on him.
Yeah, Pharrell and his non-aging behind. Lord have, he
Right.
is. He really is. It's special. I need to know what type of nighttime serum he's using.
He just shaves his face. That's what it is.
You
You don't see that facial hair, so he might be looking old, if he puts some facial hair on his face.
Does anyone here follow Anthony David on Instagram, on his social media?
If you don't, follow him right now. Everybody watching, Anthony David ATL.
Well, one day I'm scrolling down my timeline, and this man took over your Instagram.
Was
He
that
look
Funk
a little
Puddin'?
bit like you, but
Funk Puddin'.
but his name is Funk Puddin'.
This was a while back, though.
Funk Puddin' has a shoulder-length Jerry curl, and he seems to be pretty, aggressive in life.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And
I think he used to sing backup for Rick James or something.
Oh, man,
He
he's
looks
been
like
everywhere with everybody.
I'd love to you tell me a little bit about Funk Puddin'. Who is he?
Well, he's my uncle, but he was staying with me for a while. I had to kick him out because he's just unruly.
He wasn't paying rent?
Yeah, he didn't pay no rent, and he's bugging my neighbors. He started bringing the homeless people in the house, doing jam sessions with me. He can't shut up about everything he's ever done with everybody. He put everybody on. And, it's just, he was doing too much. I think the last part was when he started going to the places that I go to in my neighborhood and fucking with everybody. So I had to I had to get rid of him. But he actually took over my thing for the pee challenge.
Right.
He did one of them in my bed. So that was it for him.
I love it because, for those of y'all who haven't figured out, Funk Puddin' is allegedly also Anthony David. But have you? I
He
did
started
not.
on Vine.
Yeah, allegedly. But when I saw that, I was like, "Dang, you're pretty talented with the characters and whatnot." These days, anybody can do. Characters is a big thing on Instagram. Have you ever thought about expanding the Funk Puddin' brand?
Oh.
I hate to say the word brand. I
never-
hate that
He
word.
needs his
That's
own
it.
Instagram. He's got to get his own Instagram.
Maybe I should. I never thought about it. I was just having fun, and you know what? Now that you say that, I might have to.
Tyler Perry
I might
was
have
just
to-
having fun when he made Medea at one point.
might
Next
just
thing you
have to mess
know,
with that.
it's $1 billion enterprise.
What
Yeah,
did Tidra say? Monetize.
Yeah,
Come on,
monetize.
it. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I was doing it on Vine for a little while because it was only 6 seconds. So after it started getting to 15 and 30, it was a little harder. I'm gonna think about it though.
You can put almost 10 minutes up there now. You just got to
huh?
do it a minute at a time.
Yeah,
minute
that's
at
a
a time.
lot.
Minute at a time.
I take
If you
my
want.
executive producer
I
credit.
like that.
Yeah.
You're also Southern boy
Yeah.
from the heart. Is there any
Savannah,
place else?
Savannah.
Is there any place else that you would like to live? Because you stayed down south. A lot of people go to
Yeah.
L.A., New York. You stayed.
No, if it's in the States, I'd rather just stay in Atlanta. I like Atlanta. A lot of, I've been to a lot of places and I like them for what they are, And the thing about Atlanta is I feel like it's mine. Like I've been a part of building it. I remember being in Brooklyn a lot and being here a lot. This is the first city I'd ever been to. And when you visit these places, they're that's your culture. That's your thing. And I appreciate it. I love it. But as far as Atlanta, that was something I was like, when we got there, it was like this renaissance of artists going on, and I always just felt like this is something I can build. And even when I moved there, it was like, for the longest, it would be like, I was moving there to see something, and then one day when in India and all the crew was working, it was like, oh, we came here to see us. You know what I mean? So this is my thing. This is my place. So, I love Atlanta for that. If I didn't live there, I would probably be living outside of the country or something. So.
And you've done a lot of things in Atlanta, quite a few different projects in Atlanta. Two things in particular I'd like to talk about is number one, your initiative for doing more bike riding.
Yeah.
And the second thing is your new film festival.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, the film festival was a brief thing, but I'm going to do it again. And it was okay, that's a longer story, right? So I have a podcast idea that I'm working on right now. It's called Kingdom Come, and it's about West African history. I study a lot of that. When I'm not writing songs, that affords me the time to sit down and read stuff like that. And there's just a bunch of stories that, how we're tired of seeing, people say they're tired of seeing just slave narratives, African Americans and so
Absolutely.
on. So I look for stories outside of that. And so as I was doing that, I found this filmmaker, Ousmane Sembène. I don't know, anybody ever heard of this guy? He's a Senegalese filmmaker that was really making dope African films from the 60s. And one's called Black Girl. One is about female genital mutilation and how this one village overcame that. There's so many of them, but what I'm talking about, he already did it. And so the film festival was like, let's just talk about him. So on Netflix, there's a film called, it's a documentary about him called Sembene, Sembene. Is on Netflix. It's free, or you're already paying for it. So I would suggest looking at that. And this dude is sick. But yeah, I want to follow in his footsteps in some aspect of the storytelling world.
And real quick about the kind of the clean living and the bike riding, because I think that's really important.
Yes.
There's this perception.
Clean living? I don't know about that.
Well, not clean living.
I mean, I agree with it, but I don't know about doing it.
Reducing your carbon footprint. Let's go with that.
Okay, here we go.
But yeah, so you don't see a lot of African American artists involved in that kind of work. Just briefly tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I grew up riding a bike. I thought I was the only black dude in Atlanta riding around on a bike, but trust me, there's bike crews in Atlanta where these dudes, I can't fuck with them. They ride, like they do 20, 30, 40, 50, 100-mile rides. That's called a century. I ain't done one of those yet. I just like to ride. I like to commute. Philly actually taught me that. My uncle, same guy, was like, he liked walkable neighborhoods. That's West Philly. And like that drew me to living in the city and exercising by default. You know what I mean? You don't have to, I do some things that you would call working out, but really just that. And then knowing your neighbors and
exploring.
Having a park where a bunch of people come and hang out. And like where I live, like I grew up in the suburbs. So like that's very secluded and isolated, and like I don't love people that much. I mean, whereas they be in my house, but I like.
But you love your fans.
Yes, I do that. Yes. But I can walk out the house. I do love people. I can walk out the house and see y'all, and then go back in the house by myself. And so like that was the thing about choosing how you curate your life. You know what I mean? And so that was something that became important to me very early on, just to live in the city with people, to be able to interact with people on the regular. That's healthy, it's good for you. It's, you guys are all right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just something that is appealing to me. I don't really care about yards. I grew up in the suburbs. I don't care about no yard. I hate it. I don't want to mow nobody's yard. I just want to get out, like there's a park, and the city will take care of that yard. That's all our yard. You know what I'm saying? So
because in Philly, I love Philly because I got my patch.
Yeah.
Patch of grass.
Everybody in Philly got that patch.
Right.
Not everybody. Some of them live and
they got a little something and you got a patch.
Yeah.
Some of y'all done put concrete on your patch.
Yeah, we live in a row house, so we got a patch.
Yeah, in Philly, you can walk to the Starbucks and
the what? The what?
I'm messing with y'all.
Boo!
You can walk down to the Starbucks.
No, man, no, don't say that again on here. We'll cut your mic off. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we love this brother. He is our good friend.
My heart.
And we really appreciate you coming again to the program. And we would love for you to give the people what they really love from you.
We know why they're here.
If you would come back up and join us for a song or two with Mr. Anthony David, we would really, really genuinely appreciate it. Yes. So we're going to be on the lookout for that Bill Withers remake
Tribute.
album. What's the name of it again? I apologize.
Hello Like Before.
Like Before.
Yeah.
Hello Like Before.
But we're doing stuff from The Powerful Now, and I don't know the name of that other album, but we're doing stuff from previous albums right now.
Yes.
Feminista, what up?
And he will be on tour, as he is on tour quite often, and coming to a city near you for those of you at home. So check for Anthony David. We love you, brother. Thank you again. And give these people their life.
Y'all give it up for Anthony David, baby.
So look, I wrote this song in the dead of winter, but it works real good in the summer as well. Shout out to Ella May. She has a song of the same title, you know what I'm saying? But This is that cuffing season anthem, we like to call it, right? Yeah, this is that old school feel, right? Huh? Look, we're supposed to be warming each other up in the morning. We're supposed to be loving each other down in the evening time. We're supposed to be making each other breakfast in bed, yeah. We're supposed to be pillow talking, sharing what's on our mind. We're supposed to be booed up, let the beat rock. We're supposed to be booed up. We're supposed to be booed up. Hey. We're supposed to be booed up, yeah. It's so cold outside and this bed's too big for me to be alone. And I want more than just us talking on the phone. Hurry up and come over to my place, yeah. I don't wanna be by myself. Don't neglect me or don't know what I do. Yes, there are others, but I'd rather be with you. I'm just being honest. Come home to me, girl, yeah. Whoa, we're supposed to be warming each other up in the morning. We're supposed to be loving each other down in the evening time. We're supposed to be making each other breakfast in bed. Yeah. We're supposed to be pillow talking, share what's on our mind. We're supposed to be booed up. We're supposed to be booed up. In the summer or the winter we're supposed to be booed up. We're supposed to be booed up. Yeah, my sister Mala ain't here, so we're gonna do it like this. Hey, beautiful lady, let me be with you tonight, so I can hold you in the darkness. I wanna make you feel alright. Yeah. Now y'all sing it, go. Ooh. You feel so right, baby, when I hold you down, yeah. Where y'all at? We'll hold you tight, baby. All I wanna do is I wanna let y'all sing it, go. Oh, yeah, you make me feel good. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sing it again. That's right. I like it. I like it. To break it down, just we're supposed to be warming each other up in the morning. We're supposed to be loving each other down in the evening time. We're supposed to be making each other breakfast in bed. We're supposed to be pillow talking, sharing what's on our mind. We're supposed to be booed up. 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 Yeah. Respect, y'all. Yo. This guy's count. Let's go. You got your sounds? Hey, are y'all ready? If you feel it in the air tonight, let me hear you say it. I shine, you shine. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Forever, ever, 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 ever. Forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time. I really want to spend it with you. You know what? Hey, I shine when you shine, and there's really no. Come on. Forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time. I really want to spend it with you, baby. I shine when you shine. Yeah. Take a picture. I want you to remember when I respect my love. Press the button. I hope that you'll record it. Every word I will say to you, boo. I'm telling you right now, this day on, already weighed out the pros and cons. Telling me you're just the one, but I want. I'm making my plans just to be with you. And she with me, baby, till the days are through. And I ain't ashamed, no. Forevermore, forever's a mighty long time. I really wanna spend it with you. Put your hands together. I shine when you shine, and they really do. Come on, forevermore, forever, yeah. I shine, you shine, yeah. Pick a tree to carve our name. Let the world know it's not a game. That's longer than a wedding ring. Generations tattooed from the love we bring. From the seeds we sow. From the time it takes to grow. Long enough to show you I won't let go. Cause without you I'm incomplete. It's like this love song without this. I'm telling you you're just the woman I need. I'm making my plans just to be with you. And she with me, baby, till the days are through. I ain't ashamed, no. Forevermore, forever's a mighty long time. I really wanna spend it with you. Hey, come on, I shine, you shine, and they really know. Forevermore, forever's a mighty long time. I really wanna, yeah, I shine, you shine, yeah. Take a picture off the wall, try to repaint it. Take all the color off, try to reframe it. You want picture perfect, well we ain't it. Cause we painted our own portrait of me and you that can never be tainted. Cause real love embodies all colors of the spectrum. Mix a few greens, reds, blues, create some new hues. Rehanging, start over. Even though your friends don't doubt you. All them other niggas trying to scout you. Get so tiring, I be lying. I said that I'd be better off without you. When I think of walking out you, smiling away, they make me feel like I'd be lost without you. Me and you are the only threats to us. The death to us, I'm standing next to you. Forever's a mighty long. I really wanna spend it with you. Come on, you shine and it really do. Forever, 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 yeah. I shine, you shine. Everybody in the place, come on. Let me hear you say, I shine, you shine. Come on. Let me hear you say, I shine, you shine. Come on. Everybody say, I shine, you shine, yeah. Oh, I shine, half time. Forevermore, forever's a mighty long time. I really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine, and there's really no forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time. We're gonna take it back real quick. Listen. It'll last forever. Yeah. Don't let our love end. Oh yeah. Hold up. Let me tell you how much I love you. Let me tell you how much I need you. Girl, that will make it feel so right. Ladies, sing it. Come on, let go. Hey. Fellas, it's easy. Let's go. Don't let our love make it last forever, forever and ever, forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really want to spend it with you. I shine when you shine, and there's really no substitute. Forevermore. Forever's a mighty long time, and I really wanna spend it with you. Yeah, forevermore. Love and respect, Philly, all the time.